Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing episode 5 of my journaling journey videos where I look back at old journals and compare how my style has changed, how things have evolved, look back at old spreads I used to do for inspiration and fun stuff like that. I've done 4 episodes of this type of video before where I looked at my first, 25th, and 50th journal. We did my second, 26th, and 51st journal, and so that's kind of the pattern we're going with today. Now, I realized in the 4th episode of this, I kind of mixed up the order and I showed you the wrong journal for the 3rd journal. So we're just gonna go back one journal and catch up with the journal that I missed in the last video. So I hope you guys don't mind. I'm sure the journaling style between those 2 journals is very similar anyway. So we are going to start off by looking at what is my 5th journal. So this journal I started, it doesn't even say the date, but I started it on Saturday, November 7th of 2020, which is crazy to think about. That was such a long time ago. But this journal is super cute. I got it in a pack of 3 from Indigo. This is from the Indigo paper brand. It only had about 20 pages, so really not much at all. These thin journals were always super fun for me to fill up. And as you can see, there's so much color on the top and bottom, which I just absolutely adore. So, like I said, this was volume 5 in my collection. This was the cover page I did, which was really just a mishmash of different stuff that I had collected. We have some like paint sample scraps, these little paper butterflies that I had probably gotten in some pen pal mail. This I got from a company that I was repping for at the time. These are free printables from online. This is an old washi sample that I just took the backing card of to put in this cover page. So it's really just super random, but I really like how this turned out. We do have my typical postcard on the side, which you guys probably know I love to do. Now here was my first daily spread, which I think turned out super pretty. It's so weird to read back on this because this was in high school and I feel like I'm so far removed from that it's insane that I've been journaling for so long. But these butterflies are super pretty. Oh, looks like I started this journal on Friday, November 6th. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, super cute. Love the little pastel colors. And I was doing my very typical style back then of doing paper decoration on all 4 sides and then putting in some random ephemera. Here we have a spread for a book that I was reading for English class. This was in grade 12. Yes, grade 12. So this was for Alias Grace, and it says, if we were all on trial for our thoughts, we would all be hanged. And then here is a spread for another book I was reading for English. I think it was the Celeste Ng book, maybe? I don't remember what it was called, but it says, people decide what you're like before they even get to know you. And I think this spread here is based on the cover, which is pretty fun. Here we have a spread using some free printables from Papershare. You guys know I love Papershare, and back then I was using a lot of free printables and stuff because I didn't have a huge supply or a huge collection of stationery, and free printables were the perfect way for me to get cute things to put in my journal. So I love the colors of this. It's super bright, and I love that I use a bit of tissue paper that always creates a fun texture. Here we just have another daily spread. Not much to say about that. We have another daily spread here where I did the 4 sides and then put some ephemera. Back then, I didn't used to write the date every single day, which I think is so interesting. Nowadays, I write the day of the week and the date for every single day. So yeah, here we have another daily spread, very similar style. And then I also wanted to show you guys some book spreads that I did back then. I have a spread here for the book Anna and the French Kiss, which I thought this one was really cool because I did a little skyline here. I just cut it out of a paint sample. This is the Eiffel Tower. This is probably the Arc de Triomphe. Super fun. I actually really like how this turned out. I think it's really cool. And it says, for the 2 of us, home isn't a place, it's a person, and we are finally home. And I just thought the colors in the background, plus the heart washi tape and the little romancy type stickers here were perfect for the spread. I love that I used to really go through my collection and find specific things or like ephemera pieces, stickers, whatever, that match the vibe of the book and put them in the spreads. I think that was really fun. Anyway, this spread here says, I'm not a victim, I'm a survivor, which is a quote from The Deal. Super cute. This is a little sticker that I thought looked like Hannah, I guess. And then we also have this book spread here, which I thought was really creative for the book Warcross. It says, every locked door has a key, every problem has a solution. Love this. The rainbow washi in the background is super fun, and I love all these doodles. I don't know exactly what the doodles represent because I haven't read the book in a while, but I thought these were super fun. And I'm not much of an artist, but this feather, I kind of like that. That's pretty cool. We have more book spreads here for Ugly Love and Me Before You. Love the little bubbles that I did here. I feel like that was super creative as well. Love isn't always pretty. Then here we have Tell Me Something Good, and I tried to do little stripes like the stockings that Louisa loves. And then we have some little stickers here that I thought really reminded me of the book, You're Loved by Many. We have this girl that kind of looks like Louisa, I guess. And then we have like an envelope for the letter at the end of the book, and then like the croissant and the coffee for the little parasine at the end. Okay, and then that's pretty much all I have to show you guys for this spread. Here is how I finished off the journal with a little final spread that kind of matches the original spread. You know, there's a lot of brown. These printables are super fun, of course, and then we just have some random stickers. The way I used to do the paper layering is also so interesting to look back at. And I would used to rip up the paint samples, which I definitely don't do anymore. I just cut them up, but that's kind of fun. Okay, so that was journal number 5. This is volume number, I guess it would be 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, volume number 29, which is a travel journal for a little week-long trip I took to Ohio with my family during the summer of, I guess this would be 2022, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. I feel like it would be 2022. Is it? I think so. Okay, anyway, super fun. Or is it 2023? I don't think it was it? No, it wasn't 2020. This was definitely 2022. That's one thing I have noticed is that I really need to date my journals with the year. I might go back and do that. Maybe just like write, for example, here 2020, just so that I have a general idea of when each journal took place, because that is one thing that I'm really bad at keeping track of. Anyway, so this was a little travel journal for Ohio. My theme for this travel journal, if you didn't know, I always have a color scheme theme for my travel journals. This one was red, green, and brown. And so I think this is the state flower for Ohio, so I just cut it out and stuck it on the cover. Did get a little bent and ripped here, but I tried to glue it back down, so hopefully all is well. But this was my Ohio travel journal. This is a travel journal from Noda, which is a brand that is sold at Indigo. I don't know if you can tell, but the cover is cream, but there's like little white details of flowers, which I think is super, super pretty. Anyway, for my travel journals, I always do it a little bit differently than I do my regular journals. It's a little bit more haphazard, less of a theme in terms of like the stationery that I'm using, but it's always super fun. This cover is really cool. I made this little red Ohio State and I just cut it out and then put some flowers and some brown paper to, you know, encapsulate the full theme. Oh, here it says 2022. Okay. Anyway, we have a packing list here. Not much to say about that. And then we have an expenses where I tracked all the different things that I bought, but it looks like I did not buy much. Yeah. And then here I was tracking all the things we did to transfer into my memory planner once I got home. Okay, now in my travel journals, as I said, I used to do like a color scheme for every day. Nowadays, I just kind of blend all the colors together. But back then I used to do a color for every single day. So I would do like one day of green, one day of red, one day of brown, etc. And so here we just combined a bunch of random brown stickers and ephemera pieces. Really random, but super fun. Looks like I wrote 4 pages for this day. And then I always stick in a bunch of ephemera, whatever I can gather. So we have stuff from the Park of Roses that we went to. We have a business card from our hotel. This is from the Park of Roses. Once again, we have stuff from Chuck Rhodes' house, a business card from Bob Evans, like anything and everything that I can collect, I put in there. And then here we have a bunch of pictures from that day. So I just stuck in, like I said, a bunch of pictures and then used some stickers and stuff to fill in the space. Super cute, super fun. Okay, the next day was brown, as you can see. So I decorated with more brown ephemera. I actually, looking back at this, it is still pretty different from my travel journals nowadays. Go check out my recent flip through of my Korea travel journal if you're interested in seeing how I do it now. I am a little bit more like routine with how I journal even on my vacations nowadays, because here it is pretty random. Like I feel like I stick to this kind of setup where I do one sticker in both corners and then one in the middle. That's how I do it, or that's how I did it for my last travel journal. But back here I was a little bit less coordinated. You know, we have this little strip of washi here, just a little sticker here, and I feel like it still looks super cute. So maybe I'll have to keep that in mind for my next travel journal. Anyway, here we have more different receipts and stuff. We have a pizza business card. This is from the bar soap from the hotel. This is from the ice cream place we went to. We got crumble cookie. We made candles that day. Super fun. Lots of stuff stuck in. Wow, a lot of stuff stuck in. And then we have more pictures from that day. So on this day we made candles. So this was super cute. And then we also went to a falls, went to a waterfall, got ice cream, got crumble, like I said, got Texas Roadhouse, super fun. And then on Tuesday it was red, so we have some random stickers here and random like ephemera. Like my travel journals are really my chance to use up any random stickers and stuff that I have. So looks like I really got good use out of everything. Now I'm not going to show you everything in this journal because there is a full flip through on my channel, but I did want to kind of show you how my travel journals used to look back then. So that is that. Super fun. This is how I ended off the journal, with a bunch of stickers of my little hermit crab squishmallow that I took on the trip. And then I wrote Goodbye Ohio and put the little certificate from our like zipline tour thing. So that is journal number, what did I say? 29. Moving on, we have journal number 50, 51, 52, 53. This is journal number 53. Like I said, I accidentally showed journal number 54 in the last episode of this series. And so today we're going to look at this journal. So here we have it. This is a faux wood grain journal from Dollarama, which I have used many of in my time, and I love them. We have some cute stickers on the cover from Clovercraft Studio and from Brandy Melville. I love this little cherub guy. Super cute. Now, I started this journal on June 16th of 2024, and it was volume number 53, like I said. Let me just make sure you guys can see. Okay, super cute little setup here using these peach stickers from, what's it called? Paper Shower. I will leave my referral link down below if you are interested in checking her out. You can get 10% off your first order. And I think the setup is super simple but very pretty. This was around the time that I was doing my third year placement for school. And so after I took a bunch of like 0.5s and pictures with the host teacher and everything, and I stuck them in here in a cute little spread. Now here we have a spread for Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. It says, in a world where you can choose anger or empathy, always choose empathy. Super cute, and I love the colors. Then we have my cute little June cover page, which I really like. I like how I wrote the title here kind of around the wheel of her little bike, and I feel like it turned out super cute. So love this. These are stickers that I got from Japan. And then we have my May expenses here, and then a few book spreads because this was the journal right after my travel journal of last year. And so I had to catch up on a few book spreads for the books that I read while I was on my trip. Anyway, on the Sunday here, I just wrote 3 pages using this cute washi from EB. Super pretty. I did a mid-year journal tag, which you can probably find on my channel. I just wrote the questions down on this piece of like memo paper and then stuck it in my journal afterwards. And then because I had just gone back from my trip and I'd opened like a bunch of the stuff that I bought, I stuck in all the miscellaneous random tags and receipts and stuff that I wasn't able to fit into my travel journal into this spread here. Super fun. Then we have a spread for Monday. What is this? June 17th, and it looks like I was watching the newest season of Bridgerton that had just come out last year. I used these printables from Pink Planner Shop, and they put a little bit of washi tape to decorate as well. And I feel like the colors of the spread are super fun. On the Tuesday here, I also ended up using this Hermione washi tape that I got while I was on vacation. So that's a fun spread to show. I also want to share a few more fun spreads from this journal with you guys. Here are a bunch of pictures from a little sleepover that my friends and I had downtown. Super cute, super fun, and I always like to put washi tape that matches the color of the photo next to it to fill up the rest of the page. Let's see what else we have here. Here we have more photos from this little like day trip that my family and I took to a place called Friday Harbor. I just thought the pictures were so cute, and so I stuck them in here along with some more washi tape to match the colors on the sides. This is also a fun little spread. I thought it was super cute because I used this cute little memo with the 3 little bunny characters here, and then I put a bit of washi on the bottom to decorate. Around this time, I was starting to do, like you guys didn't see in these 2 journals because I hadn't started doing these halfway through spreads yet, but in these like following journals, or after journal 37, I'm pretty sure, and this is journal number 53, so it's been a while since I've been doing these spreads, but I put in a bunch of stickers to decorate and make my halfway through spread. I've been doing these, like I said, since my 37th journal, and they're just a fun way for me to, 1, use up a bunch of stationery that I wouldn't be able to find a place for in my journal on a daily basis, and then second of all, to celebrate making it through a journal, because it is a little bit discouraging sometimes when it feels like you're dragging through a journal. So these spreads help me feel a bit more motivated to keep going through the rest of it. Anyway, so it just says you made it halfway through journal number 53, which I thought was super cute. And we have some miscellaneous rainbow colors in the background, and I tried to do it in kind of like an ombre gradient like this. Anyway, moving on, another spread I wanted to share was this cute little spread for when I went downtown again with my friends. Super cute. I like that I cut out this little photo here. And of course, like I said, I always have washi tape in matching colors on the sides. But this time I put it horizontally, which I thought was kind of fun. Anyway, super cute. This was also around the time when I was starting to do a countdown till my Eras Tour date. So it was 4 months until my Eras Tour, which is so exciting and so bittersweet now that it's over. But I was using my favorite Taylor Swift washi tape, which is from the Sticker Party. Anyway, looks like in this journal, I also hit my 1,500 days of daily journaling, which is super cool. So I wanted to make a little spread to celebrate. I used the rest of these pink rainbow stickers from my Happy Planner sticker book that I don't really use in my memory planner anymore. So whenever I get the chance, I try to make little spreads like this in my journals to use up the rest of the stickers. So I just wanted to celebrate my 1,500 day milestone because I thought that was pretty cool. And the spread is very satisfying to the eye. Anyway, last thing I wanted to share was my little final spread here. Of course, my final spread has to match my original cover page. You guys already know we have the peach stickers from Paper Shower, of course, some stickers from Pow's Art Nook as well. And then this day, or the day that I finished this journal, I had just gone to the Tate McRae concert. So once again, we have more photos. You guys know that I love to include photos in my journal, so I'm glad that this has a lot of photos for me to show you guys. Anyway, super cute. I, of course, did the matching washi on the sides as well, and that is how we finished off journal number 53. I hope you guys enjoyed looking through my past journals with me. I always have so much fun filming these videos, and it gives me so much inspiration for my current journal as well. Let me know if you want to keep seeing these videos in the future, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!